Recording is on.
Great, good. Welcome everybody to the first checkpoint session. I hope you're having a great time so far within the hackathon, that you found your teammates, got norming, storming, brainstorming, and already performing. And yeah, I would like to give one starter tip here. Next weekend is weekend, and the Rocketeers, our mentors, usually don't work in the weekend. So use the coming today, tomorrow, and Friday wisely to get your support needed for having enough information to continue hacking over the weekend. And on Monday, there's a very short time. There's only like the morning, whenever you wake up until 4 p.m. CEST. And by that time, everything needs to be delivered. So you cannot try to submit it at 4:01. Aim to submit before 4 o'clock. So 3:59 is the latest to push the button, have everything in place. In this checkpoint, we'll be looking over all the ideas, and I really like it that we have technical issues with 8x8 service, so you can all join up in here. And if you are there and we discuss your idea, please speak up, and we can get some not too big but small discussion on where you were going and where you were ending up with a great solution. And today, for my help, there's two or three people coming, not sure. For sure, Gabriel Castells is here. And can you introduce yourself, Gabriel?
Okay, I believe you can see me now. Sorry, I was having trouble starting my camera.
No
Team
problem.
Gabriel Casals here, software engineer manager for RocketChat, been in the company for 1.5 years, but have more than 10 years on IT markets, working for big multinationals and startups and some initiatives. My expertise is mostly on agile and project management, but yeah, for the last 4 or 5 years, been working as a engineer manager and here to help with the ideas from the business perspective, giving some tips on maybe how to refine the ideas and then, of course, move to the project part and implementation.
Great. That's really cool. And I also heard that you're pretty good at process and procedures in order to get to the end. That's why I was mentioning like use the mentors wisely in the coming 3 days, because yeah, there's might be not so many available in the weekend. And another great one here is Duda Noriega. How are you today? Awesome.
Hello. How are you guys doing? I'm Duda Nogueira. I am here. I also work here at RocketChat for almost a year now. I have a plenty of experience with web development and community management, and now I have been using RocketChat mostly for the omni-channel and bots. So if you want to do bots, if you want to do omni-channel usage, hit me. I'll be there waiting for your questions, and it's a pleasure to be here and help you all. And
Great.
also a lot of Rocketeers doesn't work on the weekend, but a lot of those. So send your message, even though, and then maybe we can evaluate that on the weekends, and on the next week we can have more information. So don't lose this opportunity. So, I have some people that already sent some message to me. Feel free to contact us on the Event Tornado website. It's going to be a pleasure to help you.
Cool, thank you. And in about 25 minutes, Cynthia will also join, and she's specialized in support, documentation, and taking care of your project or app after you might or might not win this competition. You still need to take care of the code if it is open source in the public domain and you want it to be successful. And also maybe Jürgen Haas will join, and he's our sales guru. So then we can also lay a little bit focus on what kind of product are you making, and is that sellable, or does it need some improvement in order to have that as either a free app which is very popular, or an app that you want to sell within our marketplace. So those are the introductions, and without further ado, let's go to the platform and show and walk along the ideas. There's one deliverable to be made for today, is that you are supposed to be uploading your document with a detailed description. So that's the one at checkpoint 1. And if you did so by now, 4 o'clock, you will receive some bonus points for our judges at the evaluation. So let me share my screen here. And what we see here is that we have 18 ideas, which is quite a lot. Yeah, it's still loading. There come the rest. And in general, what we see is that there's 3 different groups. There's either people that want to build an app, or people that want to build bots. Those are the majorities. And then there is 2, this project here, like the shared instance, as well as the Unread Message Center, that is going bravely to work on RocketChat Core. So the idea is to start off from the top and then first go over the same kind of bot type services, or bot type, not this one. So this is an interesting one. It's actually a person that is posting 2 ideas. And the first idea is to have a printer that printing nutritious foods on demand using 3D printer by ordering food from RocketChat. So that means that in this case, RocketChat would be some kind of a remote control, and with that you can specify your printer and print your food. And the second part of this idea is to have a sort of a static website generator for safe children's in schools. And yeah, I commented on that it's like 2 very big ideas, and they use RocketChat as sort of a remote control. And I suggest that for this team, they pick one and make it small. Make it small in order that you can make a minimal viable product, so an actually working app or bot within the coming 4 days that there are until it's Monday, 4 o'clock. 5 days, yeah. Anyway, so that's the suggestion here, and I'm not sure if Vinay is around. No, okay. Then we continue to the next one. Next one is slightly different. It's also revolving around healthcare, or not healthcare, but about food. And this one is specifically targeting SMB. No, that's the other one. Sorry. This one is specifically around improving the environment by consuming healthy local food. Oh, it is, yeah. And then it's targeted at small, medium enterprises. And then it works with a middleman platform for integrating different food deliveries and so forth. So it's another sort of remote control to order food from within RocketChat. And the question here is, what are the pain frustration points? This idea can take away what functionality do you want to add to the RocketChat itself, besides being like the remote control? And who then will benefit? Is it the SMBs, or is it actually the people who eating the food? I believe the latter. So I guess that in this case, it is also a few things stacked on top of each other, and getting to the point there is narrowing it down and saying, oh no, I'm making specific health improvements for food, or I have an extra stepper teller or something in there to make it more concise. And the question is, Lim Kim here? No? Okay. Meanwhile, Dudy and Gabriel, if you have something to add to these ones, just jump in. But yeah, in practice, from the idea it is the first few are about the same thing with a different kind of packaging, with different kind of wrapper. And all of them, if they go like focus, specify, narrow down the idea, start small and iterate and build from there, it's good chances for making a very successful bot, in or app. Because yesterday in the session, the technical session that we recorded, building app 101, we found out that you can also build certain bot functionality directly within a RocketChat app, meaning that you have a much easier adaptability, that everyone that has a RocketChat server can just go to the App Store, click on your app, download it, and use it, and doesn't need to install and provision a bot platform and then load the bot in there and then connect the bot to the RocketChat and then make it work. So there's an opportunity if you have like a pretty simple bot to consider in building that into an app, for it's much easier for your target audience to install and use that one. Let's continue to the next one. AI bot assistant. That's interesting. This is the one of the few bots projects that wants to use AI um, to help users manage their basic tasks in RocketChat. And I commented there's many different task and productivity apps. I'm curious on how AI will interact and work with this as a principle, though it is not such a wide idea. So with that, you could start on building a minimal viable product. Is Ashwini Kumar around or not? No. Okay. Dura Gabriel, you have something to add to this one?
Yeah, basically, I like AI bot assistance. I haven't seen many ideas there. I think this is a great area to share ideas, big opportunities there on AI. Uh, just would like to see more focus here. Like, what kind of activities this AI bot will help with? What type of results are you expecting from these? Kind of a bit broad the idea at this point. I think there's definitely an opportunity here, not just with these AI bot, but with others. But need focus. We need to really pinpoint what AI will be used for. Don't think on just the solution like using AI. Think on what is behind that. What is AI really being used for? How will it enhance processes? And of course, what processes will it enhance? Those are my 2 cents.
Yeah, this is very important. And with that regard, doing AI, most likely they will use another bot framework than the one that we'll be presenting at 5 p.m. Just after the session, we have an extra session around the BotPress bot, which is a logical workflow bot. It can have some little AI, but when you want to go for full-fledged AI, I would suggest to explore Rasa, because Rasa is an open source bot platform specifically built for AI bot capacity. So that's my other 2 cents from the technology point of view for the AI bot assistant. Now we come by to the Caring Bestie, which is also a bot that is going to advise on healthcare improvement, efficiency, treatments. Um, it will be people's best friend, as well as answer their queries, track their health, schedule appointments, and prove mental support. And together, all of that is also quite a very big idea. I'm not sure if you already have a certain third-party open source or third-party platform that you can use for healthcare suggestions, medicine, and so forth. If not, it will be like your own database, your own table that makes the suggestions, which doesn't make it that broad as the idea is going to be. And it also says that it will monitor, meaning that there is some kind of an integration with a health monitor, like you have a smart home, you also have a smart person, I'm not sure. So I would suggest to pick small things and start building from there. And once those are working, extend your idea with many great functionalities, and not the other way around. Because if you go the other way around, you have a big story and no time to build the whole story. Any add-ons?
Yeah, I would just say again on this one, start simple. Maybe reminders of medicine people need to take, reminders of you should go get some water, or you should go for a 500 steps walk or 100 steps walk. Think simple, and then of course go with this big dream idea on really being a best friend in terms of health. Just I would start small, like reminders. Maybe just simple reminders are already some value for users, and from there you start getting more of the data, understanding better the products, and enhancing the features.
Yep. And if Susteria or Yen are in the room and want to talk, feel free. No? Okay, then we continue with the next one. I think this is also a great one. This is like also like a wellness bot, and the team took the liberty to design a logo. I always appreciate that when people do that. They're building a bot to help with help RocketChat users with their mental and physical well-being. Again, that is pretty broad, so I suggested to focus on a certain pain point. Maybe the Parturian says that he's from the healthcare sector, so they might really understand the pain points there. So starting there can make this like a really strong bot to begin with, and then add more functionality and more interaction and more ideation to it. It's not as broad as some of the other bots, but still doing all of that into one with their mental and physical well-being. That means that the bot needs to get some kind of understanding on how you're actually feeling. And usually people say something different than they actually feel. So only if you are terribly ill, you would say, "Oh, I'm feeling terribly." But if you're a little bit under the weather, then people say, "Well, yeah, it's okay, it's okay." And then the bot wouldn't know how bad or how good the person would be. Let's see, anything to add there? No. But at least these ones have a full team with five, which is always nice. If you are still alone with a big idea, there is actually like 6 or 8 people still looking for a team. And from the 72 total people, there's a few that still didn't find a team. Does anybody wants to say something, or that was just a background noise? No.
I think there was a
Okay.
background noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could add something, Flores, that
Yes, please.
usually when you're going to use a bot, the thing is that usually the problem is the third party, because with the bot you can almost connect with anything, with any API, right? So maybe to prevent that, what you can do is to think some kind of agnostic solution, and even if you have a third party open source or closed source solution that can get information to you, maybe you can try to use a middle layer that could be very easily reproducible. So for example, instead of consuming that kind of API that only you have access, or it's hard to get an ID for that, or a key for that, try to use something that you can just mock the informations and show how you could use that for another kind of API as a backend.
The other solution would be if you don't have a knowledge base, then you just use like a factoid. So you have a string, and then you tell the bot string equals solution, and then if you recollect it on that string, you can get it from the local database of the bot. Yeah, but yeah, with these very big ideas and building them into a concise, good bot. That's the big challenge for all the projects that we've seen up till now, and most likely also the next one. Yes, also the next one. This is also around health suggestions. So an automated chatbot assistant that makes simple recommendations for food, activities, and keep your body in well-being. So yeah, same thing. So I copy pasta the same kind of comment there. Sorry, but still, if you build it, it can be a great product anyway. So zooming in, making it small, small steps, having a viable product, and from there adding layers of complexity and interaction makes a great solution. So that's cool. Now let's continue to the next one. Primary care chats, also among the same lines. What we're doing here is we have a primary care chat platform that offers personalized attention based on the patient needs through omni-channel strategy. So there's a slight difference. Instead of having it within group or within, it's broadcasting to people that want help from an external over a certain chat medium like Facebook or Twitter or WhatsApp over the phone. And then it's mediated by the bot, and if needed, they can chat with the operator and do video and talk with doctors and nurses. Okay, so most of this is already inside the box. That's great because that makes your scope much narrower and you only need to focus on how this bot is working. There is example bot for omnichannel around already. And then the next step would be to add value to there for primary care. If I remember correctly, this one was before about pregnancy, but this might be like in the same lines.
Yes.
Yes. And from there on, extend it and add the functionality. Since the calling with the doctors and so forth could already be a thing, since everybody in as a omni-channel operator can have a call with any of the participants if the technology from the phone allows it. So yeah, this one is quietly more stricter scoped, so that's good. But still the same comment as in start with small functionality, and most of the things are already on board in RocketChat. And the challenge here is to utilize the functionality and add an extra layer of value on top of that. And if you are specific in making that layer of value, you can manage to build it in the remaining days and maybe win the prize. Yeah, cool. Let's see what else. Any other comments around here? Or maybe the one of the team members is. Yes, go.
Yeah, I think Gustavo would like to say something.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Floris. Um, we have three issues that we can want to ask to you.
Okay.
Kleber Araújo, our project manager, will speak.
Hello, hi there. Can you hear me fine?
Yes.
Oh, great. So we have a few questions I'd like to clarify. The first one is that if the Rocket Chat platform will be using the community version or the enterprise version for expanded potential.
Yes. Okay. In general, everything that is planned to be done can be done with community. And if we look at the world, most of all the servers which are there are community edition servers. There's one group around that wanted to experiment with building an enterprise app, and I advised them to also build the community app. so that you have a paid version in our App Store and a community version with somewhat less functionality. And with that, you can drive your paid version of the app to be actually sold. And in general, and specifically around these social, healthcare, food, and other like positive for human solutions, I would suggest to stick with community, because everybody can use it within their RocketChat by clicking one button or by getting your app. So you have much broader adaptability, and you have much more impact in actually making people more healthy or fit or whatever purpose is there. Does it answer the question?
Yes, thank you. I think we have more two questions. Can we ask now?
You can ask another question, no problem.
Okay. So clever. Zero.
If they become too long to answer or too technical or something like that, then we relay that in offline. But I really like that we have an issue with the official platform, and now like with all of us together in one call. So please continue with the next question.
Yeah. I don't know if Clever is here, but I will make the question. Here in Brazil, WhatsApp's the main mean of communication. Uh, we're thinking about expanded access, health access through the WhatsApp in Brazil. Can we use some integration with WhatsApp in enterprise?
Yeah, as far as I know, is omnichannel integrate with WhatsApp, Facebook, and all the others. Duda, do you maybe have some specific tip on how to get WhatsApp like for cheap or for free up in there?
Yeah, well, WhatsApp, we have the app in marketplace. That's for enterprise, right? That will give you official WhatsApp integration. Okay, we as WhatsApp is very flexible, and I can't stress that too much, because it is. You can even use web hooks, or you can develop your own app and create a non-official WhatsApp integration. Okay, that's possible. And in fact, I do have a project myself that's called Rocket Connect that can provide you with non-official WhatsApp integration. That's only for testing purposes, only for laboratory, because when you use a non-official, you are basically breaking the WhatsApp agreement in the way that you're not supposed to be using the web WhatsApp for that. But you can do that just for experimentation. And this specific project will also give you the opportunity to use the official WhatsApp too. So you can go to Facebook. So basically the idea here is that not only the community enterprise, the community edition, but also the enterprise edition, they both can integrate with WhatsApp. For the enterprise, it's easier because all the apps, it's official. They have official support, both from RocketChat, and you're going to use official API. But I don't think that's a problem. That I think you can use the WhatsApp as a way for integrating with RocketChat, and both community and enterprise will be able to take advantage of that work. So I don't see a problem there. If you need some advice or help on how to connect your workspace with WhatsApp, with the free WhatsApp, because if you want to develop WhatsApp, will give you a sandbox account that you can work there. We also have a sandbox app in RocketChat that you can play around with the WhatsApp connector. So you have a bunch of options to use WhatsApp and to develop that.
Okay, thank you.
You were mentioning 3 questions. If the third one is not too long, we can also take it.
Okay, the third we make on our chat is no problem. You can continue now.
Okay. Well, thank you for all being there with your team. Well appreciated, and showing us the interactivity that we now have. Hey, hello, welcome, Cynthia.
Hey, hello.
For your information, we just passed by all the health improvement bot type projects. And most of them have the same improvement point: make it small, work on the small thing, build an MVP, and then add extra functionality and layers on the cake. So
Amazing. So
now,
I was not here in the most prestigious part of the call, but yeah, guys,
yeah,
I'm so sorry, but I had some
no problem.
meetings before, but it's a pleasure to be here. So
Yes, and now we have an I'm not sure project. Oh yeah, this is really interesting. Somebody built an API to connect to WhatsApp, just to extend upon the previous question that we answered for the previous group. And his idea would be to have that API within RocketChat, and then add a field to the to the user object, and with that directly communicate over the WhatsApp. So I'm not sure if this is intended to be in team chat, like you have like in the Event Tornado, or that it's or that is for connecting via omnichannel to the outside, so that people on their own phone will connect through the department, or something else. So that's why I commented here. Welcome, great that you developed an API, and I would like to learn more about it, so we can see, okay, how can we further help you in making this plan into a success. And maybe is Welton is here? Welton Santos? No? Okay.
Well, one thing to add, Flor, is that
Yes.
we expect to have a WhatsApp cloud integration. I think by December, if I'm not wrong, because
Mm-hmm.
what he's telling here is that indeed right now you can only integrate well, officially you can use the Dialog 360 to integrate WhatsApp with Rocket Chat, right? But one thing that and what he's asking is a way to do to have different ways to connect officially for enterprise solutions WhatsApp. So that app should come in December. And if you don't want to use official solutions, that's up to you. But if you want to integrate directly, you can do that in a lot of different ways. So I think that that's the idea, to address this kind of restriction that we have for now, for only having Dialog 360. And this we should remember that WhatsApp only released the direct access to their API, I think in May. So before that, you must have had like a broker, so a company on the middle, and only from since May that WhatsApp is allowing you to connect directly. So a lot of things are happening around this because of that availability, and I think this is a way for discussing and acting on that.
Yeah. Yeah. And this project could even be another solution for connecting to WhatsApp, if I read the description properly. But didn't get any feedback back after making the comment. So we'll find out where this project is going. Ah, now we have another one. This is also interesting. Omnichannel for public sector, developing new features and integrations for RocketChat omnichannel solutions using RocketChat apps, engine bots, and other integration features like webhooks and SDKs. It sounds really interesting, but I have no clue what is actually intended. I could see like, hey, all right, we have there is already an omnichannel bot. Maybe that's extended at one of the previous projects to be specifically around food or something. Great. But this is just like re-summarizing the whole challenges. and putting everything into one. So I'm not sure where this team is going. That's also why I said, okay, try to narrow it down, take one thing and make it specific and start programming on your minimal viable product. And from there on, add more functionality, value, and so on. Maybe Ashishak is here or Dipan? No. We have another one that is about the same. I think it's the next one. Yeah. Improving RocketChat security and data sovereignty for public sector, collaboration, and developing integrated solutions between existing public sector tools and RocketChat solutions like omnichannel using RocketChat App Engine and bot frameworks. So that's about the same thing as the previous one. Make it specific, start working on one thing, and from there grow it to add more value and more opportunity to your solution. And again, the same questions. What pain, frustration will it take away this idea? Because if you take away somebody's pain or frustration, it will have the maximum impact. Second maximum impact is if you have an added feature, an added value, and after that, for who is this intended and how can you make it that way better? Cynthia, you have an add-on here. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so my question here, and probably I don't know if both of yeah, Aman and Praju, they are here, but my question is, did you have the opportunity to map all the solutions and the public sector tools that they are using at this moment? So if there's just one tool that they use like globally, or if there's just one in the whole Europe and one in Asia or APAC, so APAC region, something that we can at least so map all these things and definitely solve a problem at least from one region. Because okay, we can create many APIs and try to connect all the different public sector tools into RocketChat, but which one? So it's important because so it's impossible to connect all of them into RocketChat. So we need to guarantee that, okay, normally in Europe they use these two, and I'm solving like 80% of the problems that I would have instead of just 20%, right? So this is maybe my highlight to bring to this case.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else wants to add something here? If not, I go to the next one. Oh, all right. So now we're getting now it's getting interesting. This is actually related to a very old GitHub issue from 2015, which handles around segmenting your RocketChat servers. So instead of having one rocket to rule them all, it's broken down in micro rockets for every department or group of people. And from there on, cross team or cross silo access can be given in order to share and build work or do your chores or whatever you need to do together. And yeah, this person, his name is Ali Hussein. He's trying to build exactly that within this week, which is a tough challenge because you're operating within core. And since 2015, a lot of changes have been done within core. So taking the initial prototype that is linked in the GitHub issue will most likely fail. So I'm curious on if this is going to work, because it's adding a lot of value. There is quite some requests from SMB type companies to have this inside their RocketChat server. So you have concise departments and groups, and then on top of that, you have a collaboration between the groups. And from a concept point of view, taking one issue and taking that into one solution is very concise. On the other hand, it is one of the longest and biggest issues there is within the RocketChat issue queue. So I hope that Ali can make it work for Monday, 4 o'clock. And yeah, Ali, if you're watching this and you have questions, you need help, most likely some specific core contributors of RocketChat in order to get this into best would be one single pull request. If you can get this functionality narrowed down so that's one commit, and that one commit then needs to be approved and be merged within core, then it even has a chance of reaching the target audience. Do other mentors have something to complement on this idea? Or maybe Ali just joined?
Well, that's a very hard issue to tackle. That's a very interesting selection from Ali, and congratulations for that already. And in fact, I have seen some users trying to, because sometimes they want sectorize, right? So they have two departments and they don't want, or maybe it's in another context, but they don't want the users to be able to contact with each other, right? And in RocketChat right now, that you can kind of do that, but even if you know the username, the way of doing that is basically removing access to the directory. But that's not exactly putting together in two different instances, right? You still can have communication unless you disable, for example, direct message. So I think this is interesting. This is kind of a multi-tenancy, but not exactly multi-tenancy. It's kind of an in between. So I think it's an interesting solution that can have a lot of applicability and can be used in a lot of different contexts.
Yep, that's also what I commented as the alternative. You could also flip it around and give each department its own RocketChat, and then extend the federation functionality in order to have the collaboration in there. So then you're already jumping to the new microservices architecture, but on a little bit of a crude level. But yeah, it's up to Ali to decide if he wants to tackle this big issue. And yeah, I really hope that a pull request comes out. But still, it's an interesting project. So let's continue. Let's see, we have a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Omnichannel and context in Mautic integration. Mautic is an open source marketing automation tool that integrates with a lot of CRMs and backends and whatnot. And in this scenario, the idea is to have a direct linkage between all the people that you see floating by in omnichannel, so either from the website or from the WhatsApp or whatever social media, and can then directly address those to be inside the Mautic in a specific funnel. I'm not sure if it's two-way intended, that you can also like do like sort of a dial out if you have the contact already in the Mautic. But I've seen that the owner of this project is here. At least he just was. Ruben.
Hello.
How is it going?
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy being here.
Hello.
So yeah, quickly answering your question. There is a comment in the comment sections that someone asked or suggested that it's a good idea including RocketChat as a channel in Mautic. So for those that don't know Mautic channels, Mautic uses, let's say, email or or even Messenger or WhatsApp as channels. They can be added, or even formed. And then one of the good ideas from Duda was to add RocketChat as a channel, meaning that we can use Mautic to push content or marketing automation content into RocketChat, which will allow to automatically announce, or do or push, let's say, notifications or information in every channels. So it's a good idea. We are considering as well as part of the integration. So it's going to be a two-way integration. Okay. At the moment, we are focusing in the integration of the API through omnichannel, like meaning when we have a contact in omnichannel, we want to push that contact in Mautic and create the contact with the contact information and so on. So at the moment, we're focusing on that. And by the way, thank you for the session yesterday, the 101 session. It was really helpful to, for us to get started, and get our hands dirty, and, so yeah, that's all. So that's where we are at the moment. By the way, we are looking for a developer. We have a project manager and DevOps, but we need a developer. At the moment, I'm going to be the developer temporarily.
And you're looking for specifically the development within RocketChat or within Mautic?
I mean, someone that can write down TypeScript code should be enough, because Mautic is in PHP. I can do the PHP part, but I'm not really good at TypeScript. So yeah, someone that can do some TypeScript, then we can team up doing the stuff. Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, if I could add one. Okay, this is very interesting project, because Mautic is for mostly for marketers, and this intersection is very, very interesting. So for example, one thing that could be interesting is to auto map. Okay, I'm giving you features here, requests for you already. But if you could, for example, auto map the section in Mautic, right? The segments. Sorry. So for example, if the user hit the department commercial, for example, you could automatically segment that. So there's a lot to explore here, and a very those are two very, very powerful open source platforms. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what we can not only have here for this hackathon, but what we can improve on this kind of integrations between the two platforms. Good selection of topic.
Thank you. We more or less we explained what you said in the deliverable one. We more or less explained that we want also to integrate the segments, meaning if a contact comes from customer support or I don't know, from direct marketing or from the website or whatever, and then you want to segment the contacts, they will automatically be pushed in the specific segment, this kind of thing. Yeah, thank you very much for their suggestions.
Cool. Anything else to add? No. All right, then we continue with the next one. Let's see, radio chat. That's also a beautiful idea. And the idea here is currently RocketChat has integration with VoIP that you can call. It has a contact center with whom you can call with Jitsi Meet, Big Blue Button, but also enterprise features like PEXIP. And the idea here is to add radio to that context. And I recently saw this happening within Twitter as well, that there is some kind of like a common radio talking stream at the top. And within this idea, I was really curious on how this will work on the broadcasting. Will it be like a public accessible broadcasting? Will it use a certain kind of a studio in order to make the broadcasting? And because the idea itself is pretty concise. We have this caller center, and the first step would be to add a radio stream to that, which is just like web RSTP or web RMTP or whichever one you use. Yeah, so I see that the project people are there as well. Yura, can you?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. You hear me? Okay. So you have a question?
Yeah, I was curious on will this be like bi-directional so that if we are together within the Rocket Chat, we can start our own radio show directly, or what kind
Well,
of ideation do you have there?
okay, it's not supposed to be that kind of radio. The focus here is for public safety services, so they use radio to communicate now, and we want to integrate that radio into Rocket Chat. So connect chat channel with radio channel.
Okay.
So the first part is from direction of radio communication to Rocket Chat. So we capture the communication and post them like in the form of voice messages into Rocket Chat, and also do the transcript if possible, so people can follow it more easily. And in the next step, if we can manage it, we would also do it in the opposite direction. So if somebody posts something on Rocket Chat, we can transmit that to the radio channel.
Cool. That's really cool. Specifically with regards to accessibility, since if you are deaf, you're not really that well
Yeah.
suited with having a radio broadcast, but having a speech to text in between, and then being able to read it from your keyboard or your special devices or whatnot. Yeah, that's nice. Cool.
Yeah, it's for both directions. Yeah. Hopefully,
Yes.
we can do everything we focused on.
By Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, by Monday.
Any questions, suggestions from the mentors further? No. But I like the idea. It's very concise, technically not too difficult, but still having all these elements in the right train and having the train on time at the platform. That's the main challenge here. And yeah, it will be a great asset there for as an app within the RocketChat store.
Yeah, of
Also
course.
within the context of public sector, yeah.
Yeah, but of course you need some hardware here. You need a radio station to connect it and some stuff to do the connections.
Yeah. And that was the picture that I saw before in the for fun with the soldering device, right?
Yeah, we already started
soldering the radio. Awesome.
Yeah, we already started with the hardware part.
Nice.
Hopefully by Monday we have something to show, or before that.
Yes.
We are targeting Friday, but yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you for being here and sharing this with us. And good luck with the project.
Yeah, thank you.
So let's continue. We're a little bit over time, but not so much. No, we still have like 7 minutes, 6 minutes, no problem. This is another one, which is like a pain in, if you have a public server where everybody can access it, there is quite a lot of spam bots. And spam bots are either trying to sell Bitcoin or filthy stuff or other kinds of things that you usually don't want your audience or your people to be affected by. And Noor Ahmed is taking this pain point up and building a bot in order to get rid of spam accounts. And that's not like your common chat bot. It's more like an admin bot that will take the message away, block the user, and then remove all the messages by this user, but don't remove the account. Keep the account, but deactivate it. So the spammer, if they re-register with the same email, that they don't have the opportunity to join anymore. And I sent the suggestion here to talk to Duda, because Duda also has something equivalent in the oven to be cooked for this specific problem. Maybe Noor is here, maybe not.
Well, I have already scheduled. He already contacted me, and we have some meetings scheduled already.
Nice.
and that, as Flori said, that's a that's a huge problem, right? And you can have different approach for that. You can maybe some change on the core might be done depending on that approach. So for example, if you don't want to even the user to register, you can require them to do some validation. Today we only do the email validation, which is not enough. So maybe on that validation you can send them to a captcha challenge. And also, as a RocketChat is a very agnostic platform that's always trying to connect all kinds of open source softwares or services. That approach, the best idea is to do very agnostic. So you can use this captcha provider, the other captcha provider. So this is an approach. If you want to have a different approach, you can have a per channel approach that whenever the person joins, there's a bot that can only, you need to interact somehow with the bot or click a button in order to allow new messages. So you have a lot of areas that you can improve that, and I'm really looking forward this project, because this is a real pain point. And as Flori said, if you have an open source, an open server that everybody can join, everybody can register, which is usually sometimes it can be the kind of city, a government implementation to have all the citizens there. We already have some bots that are specifically built in order to harass the RocketChat users. So that, I think that's has a lot of value to add for the whole organization, public organization sectors.
And on top of that, there's even bots that are trained to beat the CAPTCHAs these days. So CAPTCHA is not the holy grail anymore that it was 10 years ago. So it needs some other kind of smartness in order to do a little Turing test and determine, are you really a human, Dura, or are you a bot?
Yeah. So I think you should consider a lot of layers, right? There's a third approach that we have, and we also have William Reisky, one of prominent community users, that is basically to rely on another external provider that could have some kind of karma. So whenever the user registers, you get his email, which is something that it's mandatory to have, and then you're going to search for third parties. Hey, is this email something that we can
also see double validation, that you have the email and after a phone where you have a number and a two-factor, and it's all possible, but that makes the burden for easy access for people difficult. And imagine having a whole city with elderly people and all kinds of different backgrounds, non-technical backgrounds, and they need to learn two-factor. It might be a little bit too difficult. But let's see what
that's a challenge.
Noor comes up with, and quickly go to the last two, but not the least two, app development ideas. This one is also a very often requested enterprise feature, Microsoft Outlook calendaring within RocketChat. And I did the suggestion, usually I make the suggestion to make things smaller, but I made the suggestion to make it one little type bigger. So next to Microsoft Outlook calendaring, who is actually using CalDAV, but with their own dialect, to support both. Because if you support CalDAV, you support everything Apple, everything Google with regards to calendaring. And if you do that next to the Microsoft protocol, you have about the whole world covered with calendaring. And adding calendaring to RocketChat, personally, I suggest to start in omnichannel, where you're talking with someone, they say, yeah, call me back next week. What day? Okay, I add that to the calendar, get a reminder, and boom, I go there. Or something like that. It doesn't really matter where it is. The good thing about this idea is that you're actually using an already known external service to store your data. So you can only have to integrate both or one of the protocols within RocketChat, create an object that can do the calendaring, and then build some example logic on how you're going to present that, either within team chat or within omnichannel or within bots. It doesn't really matter which one. just pick one and build it and go for it. Let's see. Anything to add here? Is Mustafa in the room? If not, we're going to the 16th project, which is also a great solution and also a big pain point, specifically when you're selling RocketChat or advertising RocketChat. Or they say, I don't have unread, and Slack has unread. So this project is exactly doing that, making making a contact center, something like that, for you, specifying and showing which messages you did read. You said you were supposed to be reading, but you didn't, or the ones that you can close like with a little button, I have read all. And usually when I'm out for an hour or something, there is like a ton of little flags in my RocketChat from everybody that has contacted me in the meantime, and having a central place where we can act upon all the message statuses and what's seen and what is not read. That's a real cool add-on to RocketChat. Vasilis, I saw that you were in the room, are in the room as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to be here. Thank you for this challenge. We will try to do the best. We will have for sure a basic MVP. And after that will be a great future for this future.
Yeah, and you did some investigation that this functionality would be difficult or impossible to build in an app, because you were yesterday asking about adding to core.
This will go to the core code. It's difficult through the app. We need the page. We need to customize one or two methods inside the Meteor. So we are in good stage right now. We have all the data. Now we are design and create the basic UI. Will be with Fuselage components and the Meteor components to be aligned with them.
Cool.
And that's it.
Yeah.
If you have any question or anything.
No, I just had one remark. When you add something or want to add something to core, making one concise pull request is the only way that it gets to be considered and ends up here. So if it's like spread around, then it doesn't work.
This is the biggest stress, to have us clean and align with the rest of the code PR.
Yes. All right. Anyone else something to add to this project?
Well, I think that this project has the potential to save a lot of clicks around the world. So because when you have an unread message, you need to click on the channel and then maybe click on the thread that has that message or the notification. So if you have everything in one place and you go clicking and marking it as unread, that's going to save tons of clicks around the world. And we're talking about productivity, right? And that's on a day-to-day tool like RocketChat that you use every day. That's very important and very adds a lot of value. So very interesting topic too.
Yes. All right. Thank you there, Duda. And yeah, for now, we covered all the projects, spent 1 hour and 5 minutes altogether. And I really like that some of the hackers were also in this call. So that was great. And well, I'm wanted to end with showing what is going to happen next. We have the second checkpoint this Friday, the 11th November at 4 p.m. And let's see, then at the second endpoint, you're supposed to upload to the platform your 7 slides. There is a template for 7 slides, and it deliberately has 7 slides, except for the title slide. So you can make it with less slides, but not with more. So you need to develop your idea, make it small, make it concise, add the pain points, and so forth, and build this presentation that it fits in 7 slides, which is also an exercise in order to make your plan or your idea better and smaller, and then build upon that. And meanwhile, I'm repeating myself from the start, these coming 3 days, use the mentors wisely. They're there to help you, and if you have any questions regarding platform, bots, code, Meteor, TypeScript, whatnot, it doesn't really matter. Reach out, and we'll either the people already there and can directly help you, or we will reassign your questions to a person that can actually help you in solving the issues. So thank you all for being here, and see you in the hackathon chat and Friday at the second checkpoint. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you.